Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. It's a busy Friday, isn't it? We're busy bees. And look, we've done the press conference reaction. Make sure you watch that. We've done the Europa League draw. We're off to Kazakhstan. I can give you breaking news on that as well. Flex thought it was in Central Europe. I said, mate, it's next to China. Remember the US? You remember the Asia tour? Yeah, it borders China, mate. It's next to Mongolia. So his jaw literally dropped when I told him that. I said, yeah, you know, it's probably going to take you about 20 planes to get there. But we will be there. But let's start off with the breaking news, which is Matteo Darmian is leaving Manchester United. Not necessarily a big surprise. What may be a big surprise for you is that he's going for just over £1 million. I mean, this is an exercise in United sacking people who are involved in transfers. They won't do it, but that's what this summer is. This should be a really big wake-up call to something that as United fans have known for a long time. We pay ridiculous wages, we overpay, and then we let them go for next to nothing. I mean, Darmian has been at this club for 4 years, by the way. It's very, very difficult to speak positively about Matteo Darmian, other than to wish him all the best. But I felt like he left the club 3 years ago. He came in under Van Gaal. He looked like a decent right-back. Then Van Gaal stopped using him, and then we never really saw him again. He played little games here and there for Mourinho. I can't remember him playing any time under Ollie, to be honest with you. And I don't blame Ollie for that, because you come into the club, you think Darmian's going to be sold. And I just really thought that we were going to sell Darmian 3 years ago to Italy. And it was always obvious he was going to Italy, but it never seemed to materialise. And I think that the bad thing is that 2 years ago we tried to sell him, we were talking about 15 million. Last summer we tried to sell him, we were talking about 10 million. This summer we've sold him for just over £1 million. I mean, he's 29, he's going to be 30 in December, but I just think, again, you think about players that are going for £1 million, you know, that's League One. That's the sort of League One transfer fee, £1 million. Why is Matteo Darmian going for £1 million? He's going for £1 million because he's on silly wages. That's what it's all about. He'll be on ridiculous wages. This is why Rojo's staying. This is why we can't sell Sanchez. This is why we're not selling Smalling, because we've just given him a brand new contract on big wages as well. We pay stupid wages, so it means it's very hard to get rid of players. I applaud United again. I applaud Ollie again, and I'm glad that we've got rid of Darmian. He's been at the club for 2 or 3 years too long. There's no legacy. There's no I'll remember this from Darmian, really. It was a signing I was quite excited about when we brought him in from Torino, but it just didn't materialise. I remember when we first signed him under Van Gaal, I was like, oh yeah, we've got a right back there. He's going to be the first Italian defender to really, do well in the Premier League. But that legacy carries on, really. That there's not really an Italian player, a defender that's come to the Premier League and done well. It's a graveyard for Italian defenders, and it's certainly been a graveyard for Darmian. He was Italian international when he came here, and I think he stayed an international for a little bit, but not been a good move for him. He's earned a lot of money, but really on the periphery for many years at United, and should have gone a couple of years ago. To only get £1 million for him is laughable. It's absolutely laughable. I mean, I'm probably worth £1 million in today's market. My back's gone and I'm nearly 40. So, that's how low a fee we're getting for him. Mark, at this stage, our net spend must be zero, says Brian Murphy. I mean, to be honest, this doesn't alter the net spend that much. So anybody who's joining us this break, I don't even told you where he's going. Matteo Darmian's leaving Manchester United. He's going to Parma. This was reported by Di about an hour ago, and then Fabrizio Romano has followed it up and said that the fee is going to be around €1.5 million, which is around 1 million, just over 1 million sterling pounds, British pounds, and it's a permanent deal. So at least it's not a loan, at least it's permanent, but it is a permanent deal, Rohan. But it's a pittance. So basically, the bigger thing will be getting his wage off the wage bill. Parma are still an Italian Serie A side. They lost 1-0 to Juventus last week, actually. But yeah, it's more deadwood gone. From a fan perspective, it's good. It's clearing out the deadwood. It's another wage gone. It's another player gone. And as I said, I've said this before now, Fellaini, Lukaku, Valencia, Darmian, good players that are permanently off our wage bill. I mean, good players to get off our wage bill. They're not good players. So that's 4 players since January that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has got permanently off the transfer, off our playing staff. Their combined wages of Lukaku, Valencia, Darmian and Fellaini, I would say, would be nearly 500,000, if not 500,000. So he's cleared that off. Sanchez, Smalling, obviously not permanent yet, but they're not part of the squad. So, yeah, the removal of the deadwood is a big positive for United. Certainly is. There's no surprise with Darmian going. We need Javier Hernandez back, says Anthony White. We really don't. But, so Di Marzio and Fabrizio Romano really coming into their own in the sales for United. They didn't really help us with the purchases, which is a shame, but neither did Woodward and the Glazers. But they've been very accurate with the players going out. Very good with Lukaku. Very good with Sanchez and Smalling, and now Darmian. 4 players going to Italy as well, which is coincidental, I suppose, but interesting. But only getting €1.5 million is pitiful. It is pitiful. He's not 49. He's 29, and he's a decent Italian right back, and to get someone like that for €1.5 million, I mean, you sneeze more money out when you blow your nose, don't you? So, but I think it just, as I said at the start, I think it's good to remove the deadwood, and I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer comes out of this looking good because again he's removed more deadwood. I think the people who come out of this bad are Ed Woodward and his board, because yet again you're letting players go for ridiculously cheap fees because you've got to remove them from the wage bill. Because they're expensive to do nothing. I mean, you're paying Darmian to sit and play FIFA at home. He's not playing, so nobody will pay the fee, and we make a loss. And something needs to be done about that, because we don't want to spend money in the summer, and we're all about saving money, but the amount of money that gets wasted... I mean, if I was the Glazers, I would say, look, you're probably giving Woodward and his lot a big bonus again this season, and you're going, well done for not spending much money in the transfer market. Well done for only spending £70 million net. But if they're actually intelligent, they should be looking at the last 6 years and looking at the amount of money that board has wasted them and cost them, because we could be spending more on the transfer budget if we were actually efficient with what we've done over the last 6 years. We've wasted so much money. How much money have we wasted on Darmian alone? I think we spent, was he 14 million? Plus his wages over the last 4 years. You've probably spent, I don't know, how much was Darmian on a week? 50,000, so 100,000, 200,000 a month, $1 million, 2 million a year. We've probably spent well over 25 million on Darmian over 4 years. For what? For what, really? It's just, it's a load of waste of money. So, I'm glad he's gone. He needed to go. That is the positive. But again, it just reiterates how poor we are at negotiating, and how much we overpay on wages, and how difficult it is then to remove those players, because Rojo should be gone, but we can't get rid of him either. Throwaway transfers since Sir Alex retired, says To Hung Sung. We've bought so badly. We've bought so badly. Samson says wage bill is the highest in the world. Yep. But we should get some signings in January, says Notoria. I don't want to talk about signings. I'm still very, very annoyed about what happened in the summer, and I don't have any faith in that. It was a £12.7 million fee, says Samson. There you go. Smalling is better than Van Dijk. Twice the player, says Stevie728. You're quoting a tweet from 2 years ago, mate. Like, 2 years ago, your wife was probably with you. Then she realised you're an idiot and left you. I'm only joking, but you know what I mean? Like, you have an opinion 2 years ago, and you change it. Like, he'd just gone from Southampton to Liverpool, and I was a little bit bitter that they were spending 75 million on a centre-back and we weren't. So I put a tweet out saying Smalling's better to wind Liverpool fans up. And it has bit me back in the arse. But I've done a couple of tweets like that. I'm happy to own them. I don't mind. Look at when we signed Sanchez. Oh, what a signing he is. Sit down, Pep. Sit down, Arsenal. We've done it to you again. We've stole a great player. He's going to be superb for us. 2 years later, biggest flop we've ever had. Look. If it's 2 minutes later, I think that's flip-flop. But if it's 2 years later, come on, we're all going to have a change of an opinion. Otherwise, what are we all doing here? Ashley Young needs to be gone, says Paul Raycraft. Well, just a little bit of breaking news on that as well. I was reading this morning that next summer, United are going to release, according to Manchester Evening News, Timothy Fosu-Mensah, Lee Grant, and Ashley Young, and maybe Matic. So there's more to go next year. And that's right. We've got rid of 4 or 5 this year. Get rid of another 4 next year. At the end of the season, we said we needed to get rid of 10 players. So you can't do it all in one summer. I think actually the transfer window, incomings wasn't good enough. Outgoings has been pretty good. It has been good. I'd say giving it out of 10 out of 5, 4 out of 5 for players outgoing. I think it's been very good. Incoming 2 out of 5. I think it should have been a lot better. And I do think Maguire and Wan-Bissaka and James are good signings, but to not bring in two or three others, especially midfielders, was a shame. Deadwood purge, says Zane Scope. Exactly. And one thing's for sure, you can't say this is like every other manager at United, says Justin 506. You can't. Everyone is going out, but who's coming in, says Leo Alafanzo, which I just spoke about there. It's not good enough what came in, but going out is good. Fosu Mensah, yeah, I agree with you, Larik. I would like to see Fosu Mensah given another chance, but there was talk that we would have got rid of him in the summer if he hadn't got injured. So maybe Ollie just doesn't fancy him. But VJ says Fosu Mensah should be given a chance. Hey Mark, you always said that transfer window is bad, even though having 590 million revenue. Have you considered seeing it from another view? Manchester United booked a loss of 37 in 2018 and still expanded 70. Oh, look, Josh Ann. You can go in depth in transfers. You can say they're paid over 5 years. You can say we're in debt. You can say a lot of things, but the reality is it all comes back to the same thing. Manchester United make millions and millions and millions of pounds every month, and we are owned by people who don't want us to be a successful football club. They just want to have a successful bank account. That's what it's about. We should be spending more. Ashley Young until Shaw is back, says FIFA guy. I'd probably choose Ashley Young over Darmian anyway. I think it was right to go. So those joining us a little bit late, Darmian is joining Parma. This is from Damasio and Fabrizio Romano for €1.5 million, which is a pitiful amount for a 29-year-old Italian right back. But he's not going to play for us, and he's on silly wages. So you have to cut your losses, don't you? That's what happens. Norwegian PE teacher at the wheel, says Noah Mane. I think there's a lot of negativity around Ollie. Let's see what happens with the match tomorrow. Let's see. And remember, it's a 12:30 kickoff tomorrow, so we'll be live at 11:30 with the team news. Early start. Hopefully it will be a nice weekend where we can sit back and enjoy 3 points, but we'll wait and see. When's our offensive third going to gel and we beat relegation teams? I don't know. And now United have to spend. We can't spend. The transfer window's closed, Jack. And Greenwood and Gomez need to start against Southampton or we riot, says Stevie 728. Look, if you want the preview for Southampton versus Manchester United, I sort of agree with you with Angel Gomez. Go to the preview that I did for you last night. If you want to see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference reaction, very interesting comments about De Gea's contract. That surprised me. Go and watch that. It's on the homepage. Thanks everyone for watching. Smash a like on the video. Make sure you're subscribing if you're new. Darmian out of the door as well now. I think that's the last one before the transfer window closes across Europe. Obviously, Paul Pogba's staying, which is great. Rojo's definitely staying as well. That's what Ollie said this morning. But do go and watch the press conference reaction. Really good topics, actually, today. Thanks all for watching. We're back with the watch-along tomorrow, of course. And we've got a video for you tonight as well. Lots going on. I think that's the last time I'll have to go live around lunchtime. We've done the reaction to the Europa League. I can't see United announcing anything else. But Darmian, gone. Thanks for watching. Speak to you all soon.